Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to Monday's edition of The Breakfast Club. You're with Got That Funk. Thank you for joining me. I just wanted to show you my latest bit of artwork there. I did that last week. I started it on Tuesday and finished it on Saturday. And the reason I wanted to show you that is because having started it on Tuesday, once I get my nose down and I'm doing art, I kind of lose track of time and virtually the whole world. And I was supposed to put a video here on The Breakfast Club last week, just letting everybody know that Sister Danger was too ill to put up her wrap-up for the round robin, which we talked about the week before. And so she's going to be doing that tomorrow on The Breakfast Club. I'm looking forward to seeing what she's got to say about all of our replies to her topic. And I'm hoping that she's feeling a lot better as well, obviously. This week, for my topic on The Breakfast Club, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, Donald Trump. Way back in the day, the beloved Bionic Dance on The Breakfast Club talked about how maybe Donald Trump was running for president to sort of punk the nation, as a prank, as it were. Because to her and to a lot of people, a lot of the things that Donald Trump said while he was campaigning for president just didn't seem like he actually wanted to be president. Right from the get-go, when he first announced his candidacy about 2 years ago, in spring of 2015, he said that, he thought that the people who were migrating across the southern border were mostly rapists and criminals. Then he followed that up by saying, I think some of them might be good people, sort of a thing. But he definitely implied that most of them were, gangsters and evil. And that type of a statement all by itself should have torpedoed any chance he had of being taken seriously as a candidate. But the inverse was true. Donald Trump had figured out how the press works when it comes to rolling news coverage. And in my opinion, the media has more culpability with the presidency of Donald Trump than any other single factor, including the Russians, including, all of his campaign promises put together, all of it. I really blame the media more than anything else. But that's a topic perhaps for another video. Suffice to say, Donald Trump seemed to figure out that all he had to do was say something seriously outrageous and politically incorrect. It would then get saturation coverage because it was so supposedly outrageous and politically correct. And what Donald Trump may or may not have been aware of when he started saying these things is the appetite in the country was quite sort of sick and tired of political correctness, as it were. And so Donald Trump's candor seemed, from the political point of view, to be a refreshing break from what we're used to for an awful lot of people. But I agree with Bionic Dance and others on YouTube who I'm acquainted with, who said to me privately how the only way Trump's statements during the campaign for presidency make any sense at all is if he didn't actually want to be president. Not only did he say that most of the Mexican immigrants coming across the border were rapists and criminals, he went on to say later on that he thought torture was a good thing, that waterboarding was not strong enough torture. He went on to say about how, we need to target the families of terrorists and not just the terrorists themselves, ignoring the fact that that is completely against international law and constitutes terrorism itself. He said he would grab women by the pussy. He doesn't even wait, and when you're a star, they let you do it. And that comes out like, 2-3 weeks before the fucking election happened? And he still managed to win. There were loads of times throughout the campaign when everyone was ready to write Donald Trump off because, oh my God, now he's definitely gone too far. Let's ban all Muslims from coming to the country. Any of those statements really should have harpooned any chance any candidate has of aspiring to the highest office in the land. And yet, I say, because the mood in the country was so sort of sick and tired of political correctness, I think there was an appetite for some of the things that Donald Trump was saying, but I don't think even he believed, while he was saying those things, that they were the things that were going to get him the presidency. I think he was trying to make it sure that he couldn't actually win. Why do I think this? It's not just, I was sympathetic to these arguments at the time people were making them, but now that he's been president for a while and has been bumbling so horrendously, and there's other reasons I'll get to in a moment, it seems to me kind of clear that Donald Trump didn't really want the job. He sort of fantasized maybe that people might like him enough that he might get close to getting the job, maybe. But I don't think he really wanted it in the sense that, he actually gave enough thought to what he would do if he was president. I don't think he wanted it enough to think he was actually going to win. According to Donald Trump himself, on election night, he actually apologized to Melania for not, he says, doesn't look like we're going to make it, but at least we gave it a good try. Now, I bring Melania up for a very good reason. It's probably well known by now to most people watching this video that while Donald Trump has been on his recent working mission abroad, you know, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and then the Vatican. They were coming off of Air Force One down the red carpet, him and Melania, and he reached out to hold her hand and she batted it away. And Melania Trump had to know that there were cameras present, had to know that that was going to be recorded and reported. Clearly didn't give a shit about it. And why does Melania Trump live in Trump Tower in New York, hundreds of miles away from the safest building in the world, the White House? It seems to me that spending $500,000 or $1 million a day on security, I've read conflicting reports about how much it costs to keep Melania Trump in the Trump Tower in terms of security and all those kinds of arrangements. But even if the lower estimates are true and it's $500,000 a day, that's $180 million a year. Not only is that unsustainable and wrong on every level, but it's unnecessary. She's married to the president. She should live with the president, right? Certainly the United States taxpayer shouldn't be expected to cater to Trump's wife's desire not to be the first lady. Because right after Trump won the presidency, it was announced that she wouldn't be living with him in the White House. That seems a bit odd to me. And it seems to me to be suggestive of, not proof of or even evidence of, but it suggests that maybe, just maybe, she never really thought Donald Trump was going to be president because he told her that he wouldn't let it happen. He said, look, I'm going to screw this up. You know, so I'm going to say so many outrageous things that no one in their right mind would ever vote for me, right? The fact that she batted his hand away and didn't give a shit how it looks tells me a couple of other things as well. I mean, maybe the reason Melania Trump is in Trump Tower and not in the White House is because that's the only way that she will stay married to Donald Trump. Maybe she never wanted the job of First Lady in the first place, never thought that it was going to happen, was probably even assured that it wouldn't happen, and then when it happened, she's like, right, that's it, I want out. And, of course, no one who occupies the White House as President of the United States can do so whilst also going through divorce proceedings at the same time. It would make being president completely untenable. So my speculation is that the reason Melania Trump is in Trump Tower is because that's the only way to keep her from divorcing Donald Trump. And the way she batted his hand away recently on the red carpet outside of Air Force One tells me that she's not very happy with the way things are going in terms of, you know, she has to go on this trip. She's First Lady. She has to go. She obviously didn't want to go. Certainly didn't want to be seen to be chummy with her own husband. Other statements that Donald Trump has made since being president, how he thought the job would be easier than it turned out to be, how he misses his old life because he had so many things going on and so on. I think it's fair to presume, more so now after the fact that he became president than it was while he was campaigning, I think it's fair to presume that he never really wanted the job and certainly didn't really think that he was going to get it. And I think when he did get it, all he could see in his eyes were sort of dollar signs, thinking, oh my God, now I can really exploit this to my best advantage and make sure that my great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren will always be rich. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know what you guys think, but I look forward to your comments down below in the comments section. As I said at the start of the video, Sister Danger should be here with her wrap-up for the round robin from the week before last. And I'll see you again next Monday on The Breakfast Club. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.